I'm sitting here this afternoon in the beautiful sunshine at the Tyree Bowling Club at the BLK Open Bowls Championships. And as we said in our first crossover this morning, we're going to be doing feature interviews over the next few days of a number of the players, and really to get to people an idea of what the players do, and also I urge players and those watching this particular cross to make sure that they share this through social media, because each one of these feature interviews will tell a story. Now I've got Seamus Curtin here with me. Seamus is a 17-year-old from Wellington. He has been in the New Zealand development side now for 3 years. He is at Aotea College in Wellington, and he's just been made head boy to go into 2018. Congratulations, mate! It's a fine achievement. And you're playing here with I'm picking it would be certainly one of the youngest teams here. So who else is in the team with you, Seamus, and what age are they approximately?
So we've got Sheldon Bagley Howie, we've got Taylor Horn, and we've got Jesse Russell. And we kind of met during the Kitty Hawks. We have under 21 bowlers, and now they're probably about early 20s. But it's always good to.
So, how did you get into this? I first spoke to you in Christchurch when you were playing with Ewan Wong, and I think you were about 14 at the time. Yeah. And if I remember rightly, you did pretty well in the pairs. You got down into the last 16, 8 or whatever it was in the pairs. Yep. So what made you take? What was the thing that made you take bowls up?
Well, my parents played when I was young, so I was down at the club when I was about 3 years old, watching bowls 24 for all the weekends. Mum going down for her trainings, and I'd chuck them around when I was 5, 6, to chuck the indoor bowls around. And then when I got to 10, I was just like, why don't I give it a go?
So, as a young person, then the pitch out there always was that bowls is an old man's game, but now we're seeing it younger and younger and younger. If we look at the likes of, Selena Goddard, Ashley Jeffcoat, all in the women's part of the game and playing at the highest level now, all young. What would you say about the game for young people? Is it a good game for young people?
I think you just got to not think about that stereotype, because it's definitely for all ages, all sizes, all disabilities, anything. So I think it's just awesome that anyone can play it, and I mean you can make some friends with 50-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 80-year-olds, whatever. They're all people and they're all good people. So yeah.
And obviously because you play, how many Wellington titles do you have now?
I got 4 now.
One away from that gold star, right? I'm
yeah.
sure that won't be far away. So you obviously as well like the competitive nature of it as well.
Yeah.
Because a lot of young people, they really want to play a sport at the competitive level. Not everybody can be an All Black or a black cap or play for the Warriors or whatever. So, you got to suit people's various sizes and shapes and all sorts of things. So does the competitive part of it make it good for you? Is it an enjoyment factor for you?
Well, yeah, I've always been a competitive person, so it's always good to come to bowls and always be competitive. And I mean, you have clubs around New Zealand that you can just go up, rock up and just say, hey, can I use your greens? And most of them will just say, yep, of course, come on.
Because we are seeing as well, I think, which is a great thing for the game, and I'm sure it's the same in Wellington, we're seeing the likes of business house bowls and burgers and beer type thing, where people can just come along, have a roll up, and I know Taylor Bruce is an example, the 22-year-old from Christchurch. She's running a program down in Christchurch where it's virtually come along and have a game or have a roll up, and she'll be there to help you. And so the gates are open for anybody, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's good to have people like that for the face of bowls to show that it is for all ages.
What's interesting is an interesting stat out now that if we take the average age of the Australian bowl side, it's actually younger than the Australian cricket team.
Yes,
which is an amazing stat, really.
Yeah, exactly.
So, where do you see yourself going forward? Obviously, you've played New Zealand development side for the last 3 years. You obviously want to go further?
Yep, the goal is to make the New Zealand Blackjacks. Just taking it year by year, really.
You told me that before.
Yeah.
You told me that in Christ.
It's definitely the target, and it's definitely what I want to achieve. So just dedication and practice from here.
So is it 2020? The World Bowls at Broadbeach, is that do you think that's a goal that you can aim at and get close to or get there?
The 2022 Commonwealth Games is a big goal for me.
Right.
And anything quicker than that, I'll be very happy with, and I'm definitely trying to make it as quick as possible, but just being patient and game by game, year by year.
So how do you prepare yourself? People say, bowls is a lazy game and everything else, but I know a number of players where that's not the case at all. So what do you do to prepare yourself so you're at your peak performance level?
I always have my music before my game.
Yeah.
That always gets me in the zone, and just love music, so listen to anything before the game, and then I always practice a lot, and that's what I pride myself on with preparation. So always before events, I always try to get down quite a few days of the week to get that training in, preparing myself.
And of course you can practice by yourself. You don't need a plethora of people around. You just need a mat and a jack and a few bowls, don't you? And you can have an hour's practice, can't you, without any issues at all,
Yeah.
Obviously, but also, like we made head boy of your college, leadership's obviously a very strong part of your makeup. And do you see yourself bringing that into your moving forward bowling career?
Yeah, I think that's a good mark for now, is that head boy, and I think I just want to grow it from there. I've definitely got some things that I want to do this year for Aotea College, so I'm just excited to learn new things in this leadership opportunity and transfer it to my sport and my life. So, yeah.
And what's the career path after that?
I'm not really sure what I'm going to do after school. So
you go to university and see what comes along, will you?
Yeah, really. I don't really know. So I've got a year to think about it, and I'll see what I can do.
So as one of our leading up-and-coming young players, and it's great to hear you've got some very inspiring goals, what's your message out there to young people who are watching and listening to this? What's your message to them about having a go at bowls?
I think just give it a go. I know so many people that start and then wish they'd taken it up when they were young. So, I mean, when you hear the stereotype, don't just think about the stereotype. Actually go out and try see if that stereotype's right, and everyone will find that it's not, and just to go out and give it a go.
And of course we've got plenty of clubs all around New Zealand, so if there's any young people out there now that are watching, they've only got to make contact, just go into the website or go into Google or wherever, and you'll find a bowling club which is near to where you live, and I'm sure that they're going to be welcoming and invite, give you the opportunity to come along and try the game. And of course now as well with the likes of the coloured bowls, coloured clothing, that also makes it, and also the faster game that we're playing now. Like for example, the televised event in Australia, which is going to be played in Nainai as well later on this year. Yes, it's definitely coming to Nainai. What's your thoughts about that? Surely that's exciting, isn't it? Like the 2020 of bowls, isn't it?
Oh, it's awesome. I love watching it actually. Awesome bowlers, world-class bowlers, and just good fun, really.
It is.
And it's good to get it out to the people, really, and then just show that the game has got this. Even though it might be a different format of the game, it still has that in a real game.
Well, I even know in our age group, we had people that came along to when it was played over the North Shore earlier on this year, and other of my rugby mates, when the last series was televised on TV, they were sitting up to midnight watching the televised coverage on Sky. So it is. So you've qualified in all three events, all three disciplines, haven't you? Right. Yep. So is there any discipline that you think is, look, this is my strength, this is what I like, this is, so you got to...
I always like the pairs.
Yeah.
And we got through in that, so I was very happy. So, but really, it's just any event really. I just try.
And you're playing the pairs with
Sheldon.
With Sheldon, right? Yep. And watching you play, you have a very relaxed approach about it, and you enjoy it, don't you?
Definitely enjoy it. Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter at what level that you play to, you can still have the enjoyment factor. Although you've been extremely competitive, you can still thoroughly enjoy it, can't you?
Exactly, yeah. It's always a good laugh sometimes.
So obviously your goals down here would be everyone likes to win, but you've got to qualify first, which you've crossed the first hurdle. So I suppose it's really is to just try and get as far as you possibly can. Is that?
Yeah, well, the goal is obviously the top goal is to win.
Yeah, obviously.
Win a national event.
Yeah.
And from here, because it's knockout, it's just game by game.
Absolutely. There's no favouritism now, is it?
No,
it's just
exactly.
it's only if you get an L, you go home. If you get a double, you get another chance, don't you?
Exactly. So.
Well, look, thanks very, very much for your time, Seamus. And I speak on behalf of a lot of people. It's fantastic to see the younger brigade excelling, and for all us oldies out there, look, I'm not saying move aside, but just accept that this is the way that the sport is going, like so many other sports. And I just urge clubs out there, encourage it, embark upon it, and embrace the opportunity of getting these young people involved in your club, because also at the end of the day they're also your administrators for the future, and without administrators you don't have a sport. So look, mate, all the best. Thanks. And I hope that the Nationals deliver what the BLK Nationals deliver what you want.
Yeah.
Right.
Thanks.
Thanks for your time.